Good morning, Year 2. I hope you all had a lovely weekend and welcome to this week's first spelling session. So today we're going to be looking at homophones as a special focus. So what I'd like you to do is to pause the video now and see if you can think of what it means when I say homophones. What does that word mean? And if you can, try and think of one or two examples for me. Pause the video now and have a think. Okay, so if you weren't sure what homophone means, it means words that sound the same but have different spellings and different meanings. So I hope some of you managed to think of some examples, but if not, don't worry. Here's one here. We've got a pear, as in a nice crunchy pear to eat, or we've got pair, as in a nice snuggly warm pair of socks that you might put on in the morning, or a pair of eyes, or a pair of hands, or a pair of feet. Pair that just means two, and pear that we can eat. Okay, so there are lots and lots of different homophones in the English language, and we are going to be looking at some of the most used ones today. Now, the ones we're going to be looking at are there and there, no and no, right and right, two and two, and week and week. Oops. Okay, what I'd like you to do now is to pause the video and say each of these words out loud for me. Okay, so as you can see, I've written up our homophones for today all along the top of my screen. Now underneath there's a sentence, and what I've done is used the homophone there, and I've used the correct spelling in the correct place to show the correct meaning within the sentence. So it says, please put there, as in the boots that belong to them, so possession. Please put their muddy boots over there, as in the place over there. Okay, our next sentence is going to be, did you something, the shop is no longer selling comics. Did you, this shop is no longer selling comics. It's a question. We want to make sure we put our question mark in. Okay, you need to pick the right word to fit in that space. In your yellow book, I want you to be writing out these sentences in full. Please don't just write the one word on its own. I want you to write number 2, then copy out the full sentence for me. This is an absolutely fantastic chance for you to be practicing that amazing handwriting that you've been doing in English with Mr. Pickering. So let's see who's got really good handwriting for this as well. So the sentence is, did you something, the shop is no longer selling comics. Not only have you got to pick the right word, you've got to pick the right spelling of the word. Now there is a clue within the sentence that will show you which homophone you need to include in that gap. And it's going to be one of these up here. Once you've decided which one it is, you've got to then choose which spelling, which meaning. So here we've got no, as in, no, that's not right, no. Okay, we've got another no here, which means I know. So have a think about it, decide which spelling needs to go in there for me. Pause the video now whilst you write your sentence. Okay, sentence number 3. I must something the right address on the parcel. Okay, now there is a really big clue in the sentence, isn't there? It's right there, look. I must write. The right address on the parcel. So the homophone we're looking at now is this one here. It's right, isn't it? So you've got to decide the right spelling of right to go in there. So we've got right as in that's correct, or we've got right as in what you're going to be doing in a minute, writing with your pencil. Okay, so pause the video now, choose the right spelling of right, include it in that gap for me, and write out the full sentence with that really nice handwriting. Okay, welcome back. Number 4, you can come to the fair something if you are allowed to. So what you need to do is have a look once again to see which homophone we're looking at. Can you check which one it is that's in our sentence? What I would be doing is crossing off the ones that we've already done. Okay, so the clue is in the sentence. You can come to the fair if you are allowed. Pause the video now and write down your sentence for me. Okay, your last sentence is, Tom stayed in bed last something as he felt very weak. Now the spelling of weak here means he felt very feeble and very weak, like he couldn't really move very well. He wasn't very strong at all. He felt the opposite of strong. He felt very, very weak. So it's how you might feel when you're poorly or when you're ill and when you might have to go to bed. So the clues in the sentence, pick the correct homophone that you need to use. There's only one left. So if you've got the others right, it'll be the only one that's left. Write out the sentence for me in your beautiful handwriting and choose the correct spelling for this homophone here. Pause the video now. Okay, welcome back, Year 2. So our last task for today is going to be writing our own sentences using a homophone C. Okay, so this is a really common one that we use in the classroom. So I can see you, or at the weekend I went to the seaside. Okay, so we all know the meanings of those two words, see and the seaside. What I'd like you to do is to write your own sentences with those two homophones in for me, please. Really nice handwriting. For an extra challenge, if you would like to, you can do another 2 of your own. Okay, so not ones that we've already used. See if you can think of any other homophones that you could use in a sentence and write 2 brilliant sentences for me. Please remember your Super 6, all right? So we've got capital letters, full stops, finger spaces, tall letters tall, descenders, body on the line, tail underneath, and please read back your work to check it makes sense, just like we do in the classroom. Good luck, and I look forward to reading everybody's work on the dojo. Thank you.